It's a chilly day in the Shenandoah Valley, and it's fall. Y'all know what I'm doing. Whoa. I'm doing, I'm doing Soup Sunday, but it's not going to be soup. It's going to be Chili Sunday today. So I did most of my prep already. It should be a pretty efficient video, and I'm going to show y'all how I do. This is basically the chili I grew up on that my mama made. Alright, I got my large Dutch oven here, kind of preheated. Going to hit it with some regular olive oil. You can use whatever you want. And then I got, so I can manage it, 3 pounds of ground beef, 2 pounds of ground pork. You don't want to keep that wax paper in there. It's no good. Alright, I'm going to hit this with a generous amount of salt and pepper. 5 pounds of meat, you don't want to fuck around. I really need a cameraman. I swear I'm going to make a cooking show. Then you want to just break it up and brown it all off. Y'all know how to brown meat, don't you? So I went ahead and did my knife work. I've got red onion. I would normally use a cheaper onion, but I had red onion in the fridge that was already cut. I had 2 separate ones, which is dumb. Cubanelle pepper, poblano pepper, red, orange, and yellow bell pepper. Alright, so this is all the meat that's been browned. And Dutch ovens stay pretty hot, so you can move pretty quick. Here's all the veggies I chopped up. Alright, so I'm going to hit these guys with salt and pepper as well. You always want to layer your flavors. You want to season as you go so that your end product tastes delicious. So you want to take your time and sweat these down, get all that moisture out of them. It's going to take up to 10 minutes maybe. Just watch it. You don't want to brown it, you just want to sweat it. You know, when you're cooking like wintertime stuff like comfort food, soups and chili and shit like that, chicken and dumplings, I strongly recommend you get a cast iron Dutch oven. They're enamel covered. The one I have is a Cuisinart. There's a bunch of good ones out there. I get a lot of the shit I cook with at TJ Maxx because they have real quality shit that's been marked down for minor imperfections. But get a large, like 8-quart Dutch oven. It's worth it. All right. Chili powder, granulated garlic, paprika, cumin, coriander, onion powder, ground mustard. What I'm going to do is go ahead and add this now. And the reason I'm doing that is because a lot of these spices are fat soluble, especially your chili powder. So you want it to cook in some fat instead of just putting it in the liquid when you add the liquid. It'll help it bloom. The kitchen is getting really fragrant. And all these are really blooming, but I want to cut my heat back so that I don't burn them. Next up, I got a can of tomato paste here. I cut out both ends so you can just push it out and you ain't got to worry about trying to dig it out with a spoon, which is a huge pain in the ass. You just got to retrieve your lid. So I give that just a little bit of extra oil. And I'm going to cook that tomato paste out for about 3 minutes. I even went ahead and slid it off the heat because there's a lot of sugar in tomato paste and you don't want to burn it. What you have there, that's fine. That's called fond and we're cool with that. We don't want then all this stuff to start smelling acrid and burned. But as you can see, we've got a lot of flavor going on in here. I mean a lot. That meat, bland. This is super saturated with flavor and that's what's going to be the flavor for our chili. So you never ever want to stop stirring this when it's on the heat for about, I don't know, maybe 4 minutes I've done this. And we just got a super saturated mixture here. So first thing I'm going to do, hit it with the beer. Do whatever beer you like. I'm a Miller Lite man. That's going to release all that good stuff off the bottom. Deglaze it. And as you can see, we just got super saturated flavor here. Up next, my ground meat goes back in with the juice, the liquid, whatever you want to call it. Up next, I got a large can of light red kidney beans. These are my favorite. If you like dark, use dark. Doesn't matter. Diced tomato, whole can. Big can. And then boom, gonna go in with some tomato juice. Also, I don't normally do this, but if I can get my shit together. I had some beef stock left over in the fridge. I'm gonna put it in there because it just can't hurt you. It's a, beef in the chili. All right, now that I've got everything incorporated, I'm gonna turn my heat up a little bit, maybe like medium high. And now this is a heavy bottom pan, so I'm gonna check it regularly and stir it regularly so it heats through. And I'm just gonna let this baby simmer for a while. I'll come in about 30 minutes and taste it for seasoning, but she's mostly done. That's pretty much it, guys. You know, I'm gonna let it simmer for a while, and when it's done, I'll show you what it looks like. I like to serve mine up with some cheddar cheese cubes, maybe a little bit of sour cream, whatever hot sauce you like. Also, you know, I encourage you to take this and change what you want about it. You know, my mama definitely didn't put poblano peppers or coriander in hers, but everything else is pretty much the same. You know, some people like black beans in their chili. Do whatever it is, call it your recipe, make it, and feed your friends, and take your neighbor a damn jar of it, and, you know, just be kind to one another. Red Eye today, I got some fucking Old Bay hot sauce in this Red Eye, banging. As always, I appreciate y'all watching this. I'll save it to my page so you can reference it and go back to it. All love and respect to everybody listening to No Lies Just Bullshit. This week, Eric Fisher of Peter Tattoo coming out Tuesday.